Hello and welcome to the grand final of the SLTV and ImbaTV Chongqing Invitational in China. My name is Risk. Alongside me is Dustin Moret, and we are ready to go with this match. I'm pretty excited, are you?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, watching this tournament and seeing both of these teams' journeys to the finals, these are definitely the two best performing teams throughout. I've particularly been a little bit more impressed with TyLoo, I think. I think that the overall firepower they've been packing has been really good. I think tactically they've looked the best TyLoo's probably ever looked, to be honest with you. Whereas I think Spirit, they actually struggled a lot yesterday against MVP, particularly on that Mirage game. And to me, it felt like TyLoo also had their struggles, though, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they almost did choke a couple of games there against AGO in the semis. But to me, I think they looked a little bit more refined. Spirit seemed to be a little bit sloppy at times.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case. I think Spirit showed some of the best play that they can possibly throw out yesterday. I have this feeling that they'll have a hard time to go up from there and kind of like better themselves from what we saw yesterday. But they'll have to do that in order to beat TyLoo because they are firing on all cylinders. So Accurate, one of the top fraggers yesterday, the new pickup from Indonesia joining his countryman, Bentet, who's of course calling for the team. Right now on your screen is Team Spirit. And they're ready to, well, pull a win in a tournament where people thought AGO, Vega Squadron, TyLoo. It had to be either one of those three. But Spirit has made it all the way to the grand final, looking to complete the upset win here and surprise everyone over in China. But of course, they are playing against the hometown heroes. As of course, TyLoo, with 3 Chinese members, definitely will have the crowd behind them. I'm sure we're going to see a shot on them in a second. Here they come up. TyLoo Mo, or Captain Mo if you will, DD, somebody very hyped yesterday, and then the duo from Indonesia, Bentet and Accurate. On their side of the stage, this is what it looks like in China. Obviously, we said this before, real nice stage down in Chongqing in China. And TyLoo even brought the Chinese flag as well.
Yeah, a team of 3 Chinese players and now 2 from Indonesia. Obviously, Bentet coming over a little while ago and really being a star player for this team, really being super consistent. He took a little bit of a hit, though, because he started taking over in-game leadership duties, and I think that kind of affected his performance, as it usually does for a lot of people. Very rarely do you have in-game leaders who can also consistently frag in and out, and that's why they're so special when you do see them be able to do that. But now he doesn't have to worry about anymore. Accurate's actually taking over in-game leadership. He's also a fellow countryman of Bentet from Indonesia. It's made the language barriers on this team a little bit tougher, I think. From what I understand, Accurate kind of calls to Bentet, and Bentet kind of translates to the rest of the team because Bentet does speak a little bit of Chinese. So that is kind of how it works, which can obviously make mid-round chaotic situations a little bit difficult. But all in all, I haven't really noticed it. Like when I've watched TyLoo play under Accurate's leadership, again, they look the best they've ever looked strategically. I mean, they can play a more, I guess, like European, slower, more methodical style of Counter-Strike they never really could play before. They're a lot more thoughtful. You know, they are a lot better at just kind of getting map control and making mid-round decisions. They're not reliant on just these crazy heavy executes that they used to be in the past. That was just like rapid paced and eventually became easy to read, and they didn't really have a way to adjust from it. Now they do. Now they're definitely a lot deeper, and they still do pack a punch. I mean, a guy like Bentet's really getting back into form. Accurate's been fine with the AWP, and some of these other players can step up and help those two out and deliver fragging power as well. So, I mean, yeah, the crowd out there in China, they definitely have themselves now a team that is dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. There's our Chinese counterparts as we jump into the server, because we have the knife round ready for you guys to find out who starts where. First map will be Inferno. I'm going to get you that series as well to make sure that we know what every map is. I'm trying to find that. While we have the knife round going on, as one could expect, not the most crazy ones. Map Beto hasn't come in yet, so we're not quite sure, but we'll get that for you when we have it. It looks like it will be Team Spirit winning the knife round, deciding where to start. Would expect a CT call here.
Yeah, so just to give you a little bit of a rundown of how things went as far as the pick ban goes, as I try to get that information in. Actually, it's not posted just yet, but of course we do know our first map's going to be Inferno, so we'll work with what we know. We'll work with what we know, Niels. And we know that this has actually been a pretty good map for TyLoo, very comfortable on it online within their region, probably their second best map outside of like maybe Cobble or Mirage. And also probably one of their most played offline maps. They've actually done pretty well at this tournament through Inferno, beating AGO in the semifinals, for example. Also used it to beat Vega Squadron to make it to the semifinals out of the group stages. So definitely a map that's in their wheelhouse. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't their pick, especially considering that Spirit mixed results online on the map. I've only played it offline a single time, and they didn't actually play at this tournament yet. The one single time they did play it was actually at a different offline event where they lost to Prosto. That was in a CIS, kind of regional LAN. So I would expect this is probably TyLoo's pick, and I would certainly favor them on this map.
Let's see. It's going to work out. Team Spirit. Everything against them. We'll get the CT side, though.
Yeah, confirmation this is Inferno's pick. Spirit picked Overpass. And if we need a third map, it's going to be Cash. As we get into this pistol, somebody already with the frag.
Somebody opening up onto Dafkos, one of the star players. The new star player in Som Young taken out to 19 HP, who has been performing very well throughout this tournament. I have to say, before Team Spirit picking up, didn't really know a lot about him.
Yeah.
And he comes into this team, and he's been doing very well so far. Sotfik trying to hit the shots in mid. Should get the opening here, but will not hit anything. Only doing damage, not securing any kills. He's the only one with the kit as well. Boost over the smoke. Terrorista hiding though.
Yeah, they got great positioning too. One in Graveyard, two in the site, one in Pit. It's going to be so hard to break through this, especially with Sotfik, the only kit, having such low HP. But he's with Coldy, who does have high health, so at least they're next to each other. But look at the frags coming out from TyLoo. It was easy for them. They only lost one player on the round, and so they get the early start. Also, just to give you guys a little bit of history on these two teams against one another, they actually played each other once back at the StarLadder I-League Shanghai Invitational. That was late last year. It was definitely a different lineup, though, for each team. Spirit was still using Arc instead of Som Young, and TyLoo, of course, was still using Bondic. This was before they got Excurate. So it's not a straight, correlation, but it was a 2-1 victory. I believe it was over to TyLoo at that tournament.
Also do remember, while we have this pistol round going on, that you can go over to our partner at LootBet and enter the code SLTV to get a €100 deposit bonus and bet on this game if you want to. We'll have live updated stats coming up all throughout the game.
Actually, my mistake. It was Spirit winning that series 2-1 at the Invitational in Shanghai. But again, different lineups, long time ago, so it's hard to read too much into that, but just to give you a little bit, at least the core of each of these teams are somewhat familiar with each other from back then. Those were also really close games back then. The third map went into double overtime for Spirit to win the series, and it was all actually on this map, Inferno, so just to tie in the history a little bit, as we do see Spirit on the 4 here. Looking to stack a little bit heavier towards Banana. That is where TyLoo's headed, so this could get interesting.
Smokes and Molotovs going over. Burning his Dafkos, 45 HP. Will run straight through and try to surprise him, but won't happen for now. Dima in a good position with a 5-7. Firing shots left, right, and center, but only getting a single one. 3v2 retake for the CT's flash with the smoke. Captain Mo is completely on top of that. Som Young will try and make his way in with a CZ 75. Gets one, but surely that's all. 19 HP to go. He knows it's over. Rotates away to save the 88 armor and the CZ that he has. Good choice, in my opinion.
Not a bad amount of damage, at least. I mean, keeping TyLoo's economy in check, forcing some rebuys out. So not too shabby. Also, Som Young can avoid dying young in this round and keep the CZ over into the next round. He might be able to, use that armor and CZ to pose some type of threat in the next round. It obviously won't be as great as what they had this round. I mean, it's going to be mostly full saves from everyone else. But yeah, there could be something here.
And as that bomb explodes, another round will go onto the Chinese side. Nice little CZ plays coming in. As you said, doing economic damage, making sure that the economy doesn't run away on the opposite side. But nonetheless, it has been around for TyLoo. But to be honest, TyLoo, the favorites in this one.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a fair assumption.
And should be able to at least take their own map pick. When we come to the map pick of Team Spirit, that's where it gets really interesting. If we get to a third map, I think that could be close as well. But this on Inferno should be a TyLoo victory.
I mean, here's the thing. Both these teams have been on an upward trajectory within their respective regions. Like, TyLoo's kind of remained #1 in Asia for a while now. And they've actually had a couple of international showings where at least they looked competitive. They didn't have, like, deep runs or anything like that. But, they had... for example, at IM Katowice, they played Cloud9 real close in the loss. They took a map off of Gambit. At the I-League Season 4 finals, they were able to 2-0 Fnatic, and they were competitive, you know, against some of the other teams that are there, at least like not getting embarrassed in those losses. So definitely upper trajectory. And then for Spirit, they've been improving as well within their region. So we do see a huge stack on top middle, and Excurate getting a couple of MAC-10 kills. Teams are getting mopped up as we expected.
Yeah, and while this is happening, all that play towards mid was just a fake for the bomb to go easily in towards B, get that down. They're clearing every single corner. Somehow Sotfig gets the frag onto DD, but AK will be picked up. So Dive Cost only finds a MAC-10 that he can bring into the next round. And he's going to see what kind of damage he can do with it, because they are buying anyways.
Yeah, he might as well try to get some money out of this, but he'll get caught by Captain Mo and Spawn, so it is going to be TyLoo taking the next round. They're up 3-0. Again, though, at least these rounds have been expensive. If you're like a Spirit fan, you can at least rest assured that the economy of TyLoo is being limited on its growth, because they have to rebuy up some of these players. They might have wanted to carry over some of these MAC-10s. Get an extra round out of them, but they won't be able to do that. But, of course, still able to buy here. AKs across the board. Op on extra. This is what we're talking about. When you look at that money, really only BenTet and like one other player has cash in the savings account if they do have to buy back this next round. So that's at least, you know, something Spirit might be able to work with if they get this opening gun round.
Demon on the banana. Deep nade goes in. No real damage apart from what has already gone down, but in the full flash, you'll find BenTet. And with DD also low on 20 HP, this is a great start from Team Spirit. Even though the utility amount isn't where you would want it, they still get the opening and the damage onto DD, so not too shabby at all. Right now, standard default setup for TyLoo.
They do this a lot. Again, they're a lot slower of a team nowadays under Excurate's leadership. Typically, you see somebody in DD kind of taking apartments control most of the time. Mo usually working with BenTet to kind of get towards B. Excurate's going to float around with the AWP. Unfortunately, they've already lost BenTet, so B has kind of been stamped out. But they did get apartments control with DD and somebody, as they usually like to do. Now they're gathering up over towards middle, and it looks like they will be looking to execute here very soon. But they've also lost another member. Davkos has caught one.
Nice shot. Somebody coming in towards the bomb site. Somdae still in that pit, but somebody knows that Somdae will survive for another couple of seconds and find that one. It's all an X-accurate, all close range, not going to hit any of those. That's going to be 4 weapons saved for Team Spirit, and their first buy round being very successful.
Yeah, really well done. Somdae being able to avoid living up to his name and staying inside the pit and getting a couple of key kills. Also certainly helped Spirit. We're able to get kind of the first 2 picks on the round. They got BenTet down very early over towards B. Davkos fit in an op shot before TyLoo really got that execute rolling into the site. So just being able to trade very efficiently over on the CIS side. Of course, players from Russia and Ukraine on that team. And they now have a double AWP setup. They recycled Excurate's op, and they'll have it over towards Coldy. TyLoo, of course, with that bomb plant and having won the first 3 rounds, still able to piece together somewhat of a buy here. Obviously, a little bit lacking on a couple of players, but still something to work with.
Was looking for the opening, but will get flashed out. And that will be denied. Sotfig now with an AK-47 in hand, just getting flashed into mid, but really a duel you want to take when there's someone hiding in Vietnam like that. Very hard shot to hit. And much easier for the opposition. As you mentioned before, very slow, very methodical from TyLoo. They're not taking any chances. They're not going aggressive. Actually, DD is the most aggressive right now, and that's because he has a CZ. That's why he can be in these apartments, because it isn't the end of the world if he dies. He probably gets a kill or maybe some information with him. Rest of the team staying back.
Davkos just keeps looking for this kill out in the middle. He's been lingering around there for a very long time, longer than most would. And unfortunately, he won't get anything. In the meantime, one of his teammates has gone down, and so TyLoo does control brackets. They don't have any banana control, though. Coldy's actually still solo holding that with the AWP. But now they're going to be fighting for that. They're actually going to flash Coldy off. They're going to start getting some banana control. And now all their options are really open to them. This is exactly what you want out of a default. You push back top banana, you push them into the B site, deny information, you clear out top middle. So now Spirit's 2 A players have no idea what's going on, really. They're just holding angles and, you know, petting Moto and making sure that, you know, Arch and CT spawn are covered. And so they have no information. Like, this is great for TyLoo.
And this is why this fake is actually might work.
Ooh.
Going up towards mid, Dav course angle. Perfect for him as he takes down the opposite sniper, Somdayoung, 1-for-1. Still a decent trade for the CTs, but there's the difference. Somebody comes into the bomb site, 13 HP, will survive. 2 rotating players.
Do they even go for it? They've just been reset. It's a 2v3 retake. Yes, they have kits, but no utility, and retaking with an AWP can be difficult. So yes, I think this is the right call to just hold on to these guns. And, you know, I have to give credit where credit's due. Davkos made a very risky play. He realized the situation his team was in. Hey, we're in a 4-on-5. We have no idea what TyLoo's doing. We need to figure something out. He goes, he peeks mid, he gets a kill at the op, he gets it back into a 4-on-4, and he starts to discover, hey, this is what TyLoo's up to. Unfortunately, TyLoo just brute forced their way through the side anyhow. Gets them another round, resets Spirit, puts their money in the dumps, and starts working on building up a nice little early start here on their map pick of Inferno.
We're not far off from Team Spirit actually taking that round, because as you see, like Captain Mo 4 HP, somebody was on 13 before the bomb exploded, so very close for those duels to go Team Spirit's way. So it's not like they're crazy behind right now, and they did get that buy round win as well. So it's looking still light.
Yeah, it's still a competitive game, no doubt about it. It's a close 4-1.
Yeah, now the tactical pulse comes in, which is where Team Spirit needs to make a decision.
Yeah, not a bad. I think the decision is do we want to buy around these guns?
Yeah.
And if so, how much do we want to? Because obviously you set yourself back if it doesn't work out because money is tight. But at the same time, it's like we have these guns. Like surely we want to try to make something out of this next round. And you can see that Lupet agreeing that TyLoo a bit of a favorite here.
All right, it's going to be the buy. It's going to be missing utility on Somdayoung. Wait, actually has to say that he buys it up. Had enough cash for it, no worries. So almost a perfect buy for the CT side. Missing some armor on Davkos, missing 2 flashbangs and a Molotov on Softic, but otherwise than that, we're fine. We've got 2 kits as well. Almost everything you need on that CT side. On the other side of things, somebody has elected to go for a Mac 10 buy here. So interesting, perhaps expecting the opposition to have less money, or just wanting to really put some pace on this.
Yeah, it's nice to see them change things up a little bit. Again, they're usually so slow in default now, so every now and then throwing in a curveball like this could certainly catch Spirit off guard, who are expecting a more slow-paced style from TyLoo these days. But, oh, Piccoli does spot one jiggle peeking, so they'll put the smoke down, but TyLoo's not wasting no time pushing in.
Refrag from DD, as he will be taken out as well. Dima's doing a hell of a job right now. Taking down 2 players, so it will be a 2v3. Retake is definitely coming in now for Team Spirit because they know this is actually doable. 2 kits being dropped. So they have to find the kits in order to get that 5-second defuse in. Somdayoung finds one. That's not a kit, that's a person. Captain Mo will model the bomb. Plenty of smoke to put that out though. He uses it as an advantage to take that duel. They know where he's at now. Defuse comes in, takes him through the smoke.
Oh!
This is winnable for Captain Mo. He's still on 95 HP, has 2 flashbangs. Is this going to be the fake defuse? No, it's going to be the real defuse. Davkos, 57 HP, sticking it, and he's getting it as well. Balls of steel on Davkos. Picks up an AWP, takes the defuse, takes a second round.
Oh, man, you got to like Mo's efforts there, though, in that clutch situation. He got a couple of nice kills. He was maneuvering, he was buying time, he was doing everything right. I'm surprised he didn't get that last kill. He spammed one diffuser through the smoke the first time and had an idea of where the bomb was planted, but then the second time he spammed really wide right of the bomb.
I think it's because he got flashed when he did that first spam, so he didn't really see where he was spamming, where he got the kill. So I think that's the reason. It's always hard to know, because the way that we see the flashes is different than what, like, how the player sees it. So on our screen, it's kind of easy to work out where that shot came from, but from the player screen, it could be completely impossible.
Also got to give a lot of credit to Dima that round. He's the one that, you know, gave them a chance to have that, you know, 3v1 situation against Mo, getting those 2 kills at Banana on the defense. Really good work there from Spirit, basically trading 3 for 1 initially. Now we have an equal exchange to open this round, as Satvik has been able to get a kill. Repositions an AWP over into apartments, trying to be dynamic with it, try to catch TyLoo off guard. Actually going to start pushing down apartments, it looks like, so we could see an exchange here soon, but Mo the victor of it. Oh, and now it gets worse.
Yeah, this is where it gets really hard.
Oh, no.
Dima, what? We saw
that
in the last game as well, in that 3rd place decider where a player just had a free kill. And
some people sometimes put a little bit too much faith in that UMP at range. And it comes back to Hano. Gets him down to 2 HP. That makes it even worse.
That's so sad. He's like, when this round is over, he's just going to be...
He's going to need to take a little bit of a breather.
I don't think they have the console print of the damage in pro games. Luckily, because if he could open up and see 98 on that console, I would be pretty tilted.
See, he really just needs a Negev now, though, doesn't he? He's a laser beam down middle. Anyway, we'll leave that one alone. But certainly a close round at first. Again, it was a 4-on-4 situation. I think, obviously, the catalyst for TyLoo's success there was that Team Spirit's apartment aggression just failed miserably. You know, TyLoo were ready for it. They anticipated it. They got both kills, actually.
They're really ready to get this final kill. They even shooting at each other.
And just hunting around, trying not to let Coldly save anything, but Coldly's way on the other side of the map, so he will bring it over. And that's another reset to Spirit. That's the second time they've been reset this half. Remember, they won opening gun round, immediate reset. They've won again, reset again. So their money is definitely in a really poor place, and this is going to give TyLoo a lot of opportunity to really start building up this lead again.
We also saw Exactly just hyping up the team a bit after winning that round. Very important that they feel energized, that they feel pumped for this, taking that control. They are a team that can mix between the methodical and the organized Counter-Strike, and also the explosive and sometimes unorganized. And if they do that perfectly, if they can do that split, I feel like they'll be able to win this game. Team Spirit, I feel like a more a standard team that can just play good standard Counter-Strike, good organized Counter-Strike. They're lacking the kind of the explosiveness that, at least the potential that TyLoo has there.
I mean, TyLoo has to be hungry for this win. They haven't won a title since July of 2017, and that was just a regional kind of Chinese final where they beat Vici Gaming, and that was, of course, before Excurate was on the team. That's back when they were still using HZ, so that was some time ago. That was even before Bondik's time on the team. So it's been a little while since they've had themselves a first-place prize.
Has Spirit ever won a title? They might have won like a regional one.
They actually just won a regional one not too long ago. That's why I was saying that they were kind of on an upward trend. They had that win against they beat Avangard Prosto and EPG. It was at that Cybersport Festival Defender event. It's a weird name. Again, small regional event. They did win that, and that's a part of why they've been kind of rising up in the CIS.
So the point is, these two teams both winning regional
events. This would probably be the biggest.
But none of them have won an international event.
Yeah, I think this would be the biggest prize pot, like winning first place at this event, than probably either team's ever seen before, really.
All right, so there's plenty to go for. UMP5 coming in, 45 coming in. Go so fast you forget the numbers. And 2 players remaining here. This is the force buy from the CT team. TyLoo not even getting the bomb down. Oh, as I say that, they do get it down. Smoke goes over, flash comes in, but it's from short the push comes. DD getting taken out by Coldly. And that's going to be the round win for Team Spirit.
That's a big win.
The chaos and the confusion.
Really big work from Coldly. 3 kills on the round. Again, that was a round where Spirit didn't have much to work with. It's the second time they've been reset this half. The repercussions they were suffering was, you know, very little resources to work with in that round, yet they just defended mid so well. They got a couple of really key kills early in that exchange over towards, you know, Archside and Brackets. It's, again, particularly Coldly, a big piece of that. And he is one of the big names for this team, right? Like, Coldly and Davkos were like the reliable fraggers. Some Young's kind of added to that firepower a little bit. And then they're going to need it up against some of the likes of TyLoo, who have been playing really hot this tournament.
4 AKs will be brought onto the CT side after that round, and then an AWP on Davkos as well. So pretty much the perfect CT setup, because you always want that AK-47. The one-click headshot potential.
Well, they're doing really well to starve TyLoo off of banana control, and they even got a kill off of it. That's BenTeT, the normal B player, silenced right away. And he's actually had a tough time on the B side of the map throughout this game. Luckily, the rest of his team's had success elsewhere on the map, but yeah, BenTeT's off to a little bit of a slower start than you'd hope for.
Dima, nice map control. As Captain Mo is taken out, and so is the bomb. Push down a smoke at the bottom of banana. Bomb is recaptured. Spam comes in a second too late. TyLoo will regain control of it. Now, 5-3, still plenty of utility on this T side. No smokes left, no Molotovs left on the CT.
Yeah, they do have control of top middle as well, but Dima has tabs on banana. He's pretty aggressive on it, so they can still just keep 3 players at A. So this will be a little bit hard to break through. Good counter flash as well, slowing them down at lane.
C2 players still alive. DDD, nice spray through the smoke. Takes off tick down to 8 HP. 12 on Coldie. This is still doable. Nice shot. Somebody coming in towards the bomb side. Some Young missing bullets left, right, and center. Will be taken up by DD. So suddenly, this 4v2 is now a 2v2, and Coldie low on HP. Smoke and Molotov. Can they get this on Dima? This round should be won. They have turned it around on its head. 12 HP in a kit. At this point, yeah, he needs to hit 2 instant headshots.
Yeah, he has to come up with something massive as he comes out of apartments, but he won't even get a step onto that balcony before DD silences him. That's 3 kills from DD. What a play from that man. It was looking so rough on TyLoo. They were down numbers. They were stuck. They couldn't even get up lane into the site. DD's trapped in apartments. He's getting spammed at from pit. They're running out of time. Everything is stacked against him, and DD just makes an absolute huge play out of apartments. Does get his help from his teammate, of course. He wasn't alone in that effort, but certainly he did the bulk of the work. And now a 3rd reset to Spirit. We're only, what, like 8 rounds into this game?
Yeah.
9 rounds into this game, and Spirit's already been reset 3 times.
And Spirit has already spent 2 of their tactical timeouts.
Yeah, I mean,
2
this
out of 4.
is... I mean, props to them for finding ways to win some of these force buys to, like, limit TyLoo from streaking rounds together. It's been 1-for-1, tit for tat the last, 5, 6 rounds in a row, actually, when you look at the scoreboard. So it's kind of crazy. And they're still able to get something together despite the fact that they got reset. So we'll see.
The problem is now that if they
lose this, then it's just like
a full eco.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be 8 rounds for TyLoo on the T side, and that's already a good half for them.
Absolutely.
Dima on the banana, trying to make a difference, pushing out with the M4 onto banana, all alone, no coverage. That's just
not good enough. To be fair, I feel like they're just being confident, because they've been actually getting Bintet down, like 2 or 3 different rounds. Bintet's tried to come up B, and he's been shut down. So this round, I guess they had that confidence, but he was good for it. Now they're trying to dance their way into B. They already heard the op of Davcost, and it's a heavy rotation. Everyone's come to B for Spirit. There's no one left on A. If TyLoo decides to bounce back and go A, it would be pretty devastating for Spirit. They might even get forced just to lock out and save.
They're probably just waiting for the smoke to dissipate to see if they can find some opening. Let's see.
Feels like TyLoo wants to go for this, and if they do, it could be very scary.
Now with these 2 smokes have gone down, if they're counting smokes, they know, okay, either they have no smokes left or there's more people here. Those are the 2 options.
Yeah.
So they're waiting. No, they're actually going in. This is very ballsy from TyLoo. Might be a mistake. And here we go. DD winning that first battle. Luckily, the AK rings true, but look at that. UFP 45 and a team kill. And Davcost. That's a full spray down.
Yeah, I'm not sure why TyLoo decided to commit to that B attack. I guess they just assumed that... I mean, you can't expect they've rotated all 4 people to... I mean, surely you think at least 1 or 2 have been left behind at A. So to be fair, like, they're kind of flying blind at that point. But again, it's so unlike TyLoo just to commit to one side of the map for so long. Usually they like to have presence everywhere on the map until they commit to like a mid or late round. Execute that round, they were just B the whole time.
I think that's maybe to highlight the difficulty with the mid round calling. Like when you're that far into to an execute, and you know this is exactly what you're going to do that round, and you have that language barrier, are you able to call a mid, in mid-round, are you going to be able to call that this is not going to work out, we're going to do something else?
Yeah, I don't know.
That could be a case. I don't know, because I'm not in that team speak with them, but I would like to be. Nice shot.
We're going to see TyLoo just 4-spot up themselves, and they're chasing this op down in CT, but Davcost is doing a hell of a job not allowing him to go down. He does eventually take the dirt nap, but done a lot of damage along the way.
I was sure he hit that first one. Absolutely sure. Because Davcost usually hits those. Looked like a hit. Looked like a kill. That's only the damage. Bintet, last man alive, will be taken out. Taking 2 weapons down. And money wasn't good for TyLoo either.
Yeah, that's very true. And it's still not really. So Team Spirit have really weathered that storm of, being reset so many times. They finally win a couple in a row. Now they have TyLoo on the ropes as far as the money they have to spend.
Yeah, I feel like TyLoo needs to take a tactical timeout before the buy that comes next round.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Again, there's no CZ armor around here from the TyLoo side.
Another quick banana play. That might be the case.
I mean, they only have enough utility just to go for something real quick and fast, to be honest. Just a few flashes and 1 smoke, so it wouldn't make sense to just smoke CT, flash your way over, and hit B. But Spirit are playing forward on it, so they may not really allow them that space they want to throw those utility.
Maybe just throw one of the flashbangs to top banana. That's going to be the exact case. Dima taken down to 6 HP. Forced to rotate back. Smoke goes down towards CT. Yes, Cole is going to hit maybe one more of these, but will he be pressured enough? They're not going for the pressure play towards his position. Finally taking him down. The bomb will be guaranteed planted. AWP and Captain Mo, this might actually happen. Still a very hard round to win, though.
Yeah, definitely. But at least they have CZs. They have armor on Bintet CZ. Like you said, Mo has AWP with armor, so there is a chance. But Sum Dayong has a full nade set here. He can use that Incendiary to clear out that dark corner where 2 players of TyLoo are playing from. So that could get real scary for TyLoo.
Frags coming in left, right, and center. Bintet, last man standing in that dark corner. Has to be the first position to check. But Dima will get one. We'll get a second. The C set is too strong in this game. 2 bullets left. And he runs out. Finally, Dafkos can come in with the defuse. With the kit, he's just going to have time. No kit. And that would have been a bomb explosion, I think.
Yeah, good use. I mean, they had that incendiary. They incendiary new box. So once they knew that spot was clear, they knew that the only place he could possibly be was the dark corner or maybe banana. He did get 2 kills though with that CZ when he was boxed in. So that got a little bit scrappy, and I'm sure it maybe caused a little bit of a sweat to form on the foreheads of Spirit, but they do manage it, and they've tied up the game. But now TyLoo is back onto a full buy, so now it's back to the fireworks. Now it's back to seeing how these 2 teams clash with everything they'd like to use at their disposal.
Yeah, they must have a plan for this round. Did not take a tactical timeout. We're already into round number 13. Haven't spent one yet. And in the last couple of rounds, it hasn't looked too good for TyLoo, so maybe they just know exactly what to do in this one. And it's only if this strategy fails, they're going to take that timeout. We're going to have to wait and see what they throw our way.
TyLoo back to basics, back to their roots, playing a slower default here. They are very timid towards apartments, so they're not really taking control of it at the speed you'd expect them to. So I think they're maybe just making sure that they're being extra cautious. They have fumbled a few rounds in a row here. They want to make sure they give this one their best look. And the Spirit's really been charging up lately. They're starting to get some great numbers out of their team. Coldy particularly has been impressive, but Dima and Babkos are not too far behind. In fact, the distribution for both of these teams is pretty tight. No one's really a boat anchor for their respective teams. I mean, it's a pretty good spread.
And this is what we expected. We expected a close final between these 2. And we're getting it so far. 6-6. A full buy round from both to decide who takes the momentum from now on. No smokes left, but also just 30 seconds left. And TyLoo will be looking at
a fake, I think, here. They're just throwing a lot of utility at B.
And then, full push onto A.
They've cost Davkos to rotate, but with that kill, he'll come right back. But they've still gotten the entry they wanted out of the fake.
Don't want checking pit, and that's going to be their death. Captain Mo, somebody goes down. Still not checking pit. How is this not being communicated right now? Sum Dayong are getting frags for free. And finally, Bintet goes for the check. 1 player remaining. Sum Dayong will get the 4K. And I think, to be honest, I don't know for certain, but that has to be a communication thing as well.
No, I think the first 2 kills, well, the second kill, communication. The third kill, I think it was more of, yes, I know this guy is pit, but I also know I only have 8 seconds left on the clock. I need to get in the site and grab this bomb and plant, so he just tried to jump across, and he got caught. So I think they knew where he was eventually, but they were just really stressed out to try to plant the bomb because they had wasted so much clock to set up that execute. And so Sum Dayong anchoring that A site so well. He's had a couple of big plays from pit. 3 players from Spirit on 10 kills. Their bottom fragger at 7. So again, very good distribution. That's exactly what you want for your Spirit. And Coldy with that second op's been a real nuisance on B. Like, TyLoo has not been able to really crack open the B bomb site since Coldy has had an op there.
Flash is going into alt mid, and it's working out. Well, I say that, it's just a 1-for-1. Nice counter from TyLoo as Team Spirit go up around. Eliminating one of these rifles here. 2 orbs left. And they're playing in this duo where you have an orb and a rifle on each bomb site. Sum Dayong is close by. Dafkos hits that one. DD is allowed to push out while the smoke is in hand. Gets a free opening. Somebody takes down Dafkos, and now it's D-Man Coldy to rotate and retake. But retaking with an orb is always hard.
not a lot of utility as well. They do have a smoke that can block out pit, I guess, and then try to isolate site, but there's also a player in graveyard, which would make that really scary. And they're just going to go ahead and back off, like you said, retaking with an AWP, man down, not much utility, not worth it. And so TyLoo will tie this thing back up 7 apiece. And DD has been huge for this team so far in this half. He's made a couple of big plays through the apartments to kind of reel rounds back in that we're starting to get away from TyLoo. He has certainly been one of the top performers for this team as well throughout this. Again, they also have a pretty tight spread on TyLoo as far as fragging. Expert's a little bit behind, 5 and 12, so he's had some struggles.
Yeah, and he was one of the top fraggers yesterday, so I think it's key that he gets on a...
It is one of those things, though, where, for one, trying to balance in-game leading and fragging, especially with the pressure on, I think this is Expert's probably first. This is probably the biggest game that Expert's ever had the in-game lead in. I mean, I don't think he's ever really been in a finals like this before, so that certainly is probably part of it. And then the other part of it is T-side opping on Inferno is hard. You know, and that's his main role, and it's very difficult to get the op to have impact on T-side of this map. Very few can do it regularly.
I also felt like when we saw him yesterday, he got more than 60% of his frags from the CT side, where he had some roles where he could actually like take duels and take frags. I think on the T side, when you're in-game leading, I think you're always the guy who's maybe a bit behind the rest because you're telling your entry fraggers to go here and kind of like control the whole setup. So you can't really be the one to take duels yourself, get all those frags. So I think we'll have to wait and see until we hit CT, whether X-Accurate can be a part of that top part of the scoreboard. Smoke's being lined up. Staff cost throws one towards Boiler. That's one lands straight in front of him, forces him to rotate, and this is all the part, like all top mid is now being given to the terrorists.
Yeah, they have apartments, they have top mid. Again, this is just the basic structure TyLoo. They're keeping to their roots.
And then it's going to be, they explode in 20 seconds.
Yeah, the only thing is they don't have any banana control at all, but at least they haven't done anything to cause Spirit to rotate off of B. And again, they're clearing out top middle, so this is just everything that they want out of a default. It will just really come down to how well does Spirit hold.
Yeah.
They do have a double lane set up right now, a double pit like by balcony, so if they do, TyLoo has favored lane a lot lately, so that could work in their favor.
They have to execute now. There's only 30 seconds left. They need to win these duels and get on the bomb side as well. Sondai Young, 2 of them. Him and his teammate on the balcony, fully flashed, but still get some damage off. DD rushing in towards the bomb side behind this smoke. That's one for free, but off on the side goes down. Another one comes in. 7-7 is the scoreline, and we only have 5 players left alive. Last round of the first half, bomb will go down. Sotfig is hiding, praying.
This is going to be so hard for TyLoo when they're both stuck inside the site and they're a man down.
And making sure they can't get picked off by angles unless the CTs push in towards them. X-Accurate with the orb. Can he make the difference? His teammate goes down, and that's the confusion needed by Team Spirit. And that is going to be them taking an 8-7 first half on CT side.
Yeah, it's always rough when you're in a post plant. You can't get out of the site. You can't get pit for yourself. That's such a powerful post plant position to have if you're TyLoo. Couldn't get in apartments. Couldn't even get back to top mid to Boiler or anything. They were just stuck, and they were a man down. Incendiary comes in. That makes matters even worse at that point.
That's a nice frag.
Yeah, really well managed. Sondai Young being able to at least get 1 kill here. It was a little bit even. I think Sotfik was the big difference maker, being able to get that 1 kill at the UMP, getting inside pit, holding that position, denying better post-plant positions to TyLoo, getting time for his team to rotate. So really good play by him.
Such an important, like just by staying alive, he's just giving such a better chance to his team.
Look at the frag spread between these two teams, man. Like, yeah, Extra's kind of out there with 6, but everyone else in the server is between 9 and 11 kills. That is... And it's an 8-7 scoreline, and there was very few like winning streaks. It was a lot of 1-for-1 rounds, so very, very tight game, about as tight as it gets.
This is what we wanted. This is what we're getting. Somebody, early information peak, goes back, full pace on it to get apartments, but will they continue this pace? It looks like it. DD close range with the USP will be taken out completely. Sondai Young coming in with a frag of his own. Double for him as they go in towards the bomb site. Back at the bomb site is somebody still alive. USPS. Will be taken out finally, 1v2.
That was a very chaotic blink of an eye type execute there, and it all comes down to X-Crit in the 1v2. One player is low on HP, but he's been taken down by Sotfik big time. And so Spirit, they edge out a little bit by winning that pistol. Of course, TyLoo within striking distance. And here's the thing. The next map, by the way, in this series is going to be Overpass, the pick of Spirit, which is a map they are quite well versed on within their region. They play it a lot. It's probably their best map besides maybe Mirage and Kabul. TyLoo don't really play it. They're not bad on it, but the sample size is so small. I think they've only played it a couple of times, and yeah, so it does get scary as Spirit does steal its map pick away from TyLoo. And you go on the overpass where it's not like TyLoo are well versed on the map, but Spirit very comfortable. It could be a problem.
And that's the thing when you have two teams that are this close to each other in skill and how they're doing. If you take your opponent's map choice and you have a map that you are very good on remaining.
And especially when it's map choices where it's not like common ground for both teams. Like you kind of have opposing map pools, and that's where it gets even more multiplied as Dima lines up a couple with this UMP.
Yeah, they tried to take top banana control, but Dima wants it otherwise. Flash goes into what? Sandbags.
He kind of snuck in here to Sandbags. They may not expect him to be there.
I don't think they expect him to be here because Dima's looking at CT because he's already eliminated 2 players. He's thinking there cannot be a second one so close or third one so close because there's only 2 players on the spawn side originally. Has to wait. Takes the second one as well. That's perfect. That's accurate.
Well played. Trigger discipline. He spotted the scope of the other player, knew it was up. But Coley still opens up and waits A, but the bomb's going to get caught transitioning to meet up with his teammate. DD had pushed down middle. He has the bomb in his possession, and now it gets harder on Coley to pull this off, and we may have another scrappy beginning to the side, and we will. It's ensured now by DD. 9-8, and man, oh man, this is starting to become a slugfest.
This is as close as it can get. Perfect. Patience, play from... It's accurate. Takes down 2.
And you have to wonder if that's going to give him a little bit of a spark, because again, he is the one player in the server who's had a little bit of a tougher time finding kills. I would also say Bentet's been a little bit more quiet than I usually expect. But yeah, a big play like that from Xcaret, that could be what he needs to start checking back into this game, fragging-wise.
We will jump over to the backup signal as Team Spirit went for a force buy in this one. 2 players who couldn't buy anyways if they saved, so they decided to say, screw it for this one, we'll just go for the force. 2 Deagles, P250, 2 UMPs. A little bit of utility left. That grenade does actually nothing. They weren't far up, so Captain Mo is just going to hold it for now, hold it defensively. They're going to explode out towards short and then onto the A-bomb side. Luckily for the CTs, they have 2 ready at Arch, or long if you will. And they're going to hold it for now. Daft goes down to 14 by that grenade. When is this explode coming? It's coming now. It's going to be Captain Mo. It's going to be mowed down, but DD's still there. Still gets 1, but 2 frags coming in for the T side. This is definitely not a bad round.
Yeah, they definitely were posing a threat here, but somebody's on cleanup duty out in middle. There's a little bit of whiffing going on, but he does eventually figure it out. But because that force buy didn't work out, this is where Spirit will probably have to go ahead and concede and take a save, and this is where TyLoo can maybe look to take a lead.
Back and forth will now finally be over. It is time for TyLoo to get a couple of rounds in a row since, yeah, as you say, it has to be a full eco now for Team Spirit.
Yeah, so Spirit's one lead they had in this game that they worked very hard to get has already been stripped away, and it's back to equal footing, and it's very likely going to be 10-9. In fact, you'd have to expect it to be 10-9 at this point. Just 3 Glocks and a P250 to the names of Spirit.
Yeah, and banana control completely taken. They know exactly what's going on. Bentet is walking all the way down here. Softic is just trying to say, hey, I'm still here. Just don't push just yet. The rest of the team trying to do all the damage that they can. Coldy remaining 1 HP. And you have never seen a man more dead than Coldy in that situation. And it will be an eco round win for TyLoo as they go up. Just 1 more round, but that's how you got to play it in this situation when it's this close. Just 1 more round every single time. Don't think further than that. Just focus on the next one.
Indeed. Spirit able to now get their buy going.
This is a pretty decent odds on Spirit, I would say. 4.24 return when it's 9-10.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been kind of scrappy. That's definitely probably good odds to take over there. So
I still think it's like a 60-40, maybe 55-45 for TyLoo.
Yeah, I would say 60-40 TyLoo probably makes sense.
But still, like 4.24, that's...
But when you're seeing those odds, that goes against 60-40 a pretty big way. So I think that's definitely something to maybe take advantage of. But
enough talk about odds. Back to the game. Control towards banana. Logs being eliminated.
Dima, hello?
What?
Fire, it burns, bro. It does burn.
I think he was in the edge of the smoke, so he didn't really see the fire.
Maybe.
But you have to keep an eye on your HP there.
Maybe he was blind as well? Yeah. I don't know.
That's just very weird, because Dima...
You very rarely see someone just go from 100 to 0 in fire and not figure out a way to get out of it. Like, it's a pretty rare occurrence, but it's happened to Dima here. He's been cooked. He's been served up to TyLoo, and now they have the 5-on-4. Spirit does get some control of top middle here, but TyLoo has that player push down banana still. They have players standard positions towards A.
Pop flash goes over. Not a pop flash, that was just a smoke, but look at that from X Accurate. Both him and somebody coming in with a frag each and just spraying them down right now. Coldie will be eliminated as well, and TyLoo taking back control.
Yeah, really well done there. Great play from the arch player of TyLoo. Puts his smoke down, plays on the edge of it. When he hears that grenade bounce, even if it was a flash, he knew that he wasn't going to get blind by it because he got past it. And so he knew he had an opportunity to make a play with the UMP at that point. Here it is. And then, yeah, he just comes around, sprays. Somebody does decide to push down Benel. And he does it at the perfect time, right? They're worried about accurates at UMP. This means somebody can just slip in behind, no problem, free kill. So that's just great team play, great bouncing off of each other from TyLoo there.
Great timing.
Exactly. And so now Spirit are starting to lose a couple of rounds here. But again, they're still very close. They're still not in need of being stressed out just yet. Still plenty of room to work with.
Still got 2 timeouts remaining. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on. As it will be just a pistol by Sam Young with 2650. Opportunities for him to decide to either drop an orb or go for something crazy in the next buy, which will be coming up after this. But that also means that TyLoo most likely will be on 12-9 on the map pick of Inferno. Their map choice, of course. Want to take that away in a best of 3. Want to make sure that you get the map you decide and then try and surprise on the opponents. Here we go. Both teams being very cautious right now. No one wants to give an inch.
Yeah, we do see TyLoo cheating a little bit of a rotate towards A, though. They're just solo holding B. I think the solo holder B is actually X-Rate's AWP, so that's kind of a common thing to do. Just take that long-range duel with the op. You know you're up against pistols. That's allowed you to have player go to CT, be able to quickly help A, but still bounce back and assist X-Rate if he does start feeling some pressure towards the B side of the map. Do see the apartments control being worked in by Davcost. They just have 1 smoke and 1 flash to try to work with here. See if they can't get those CZs in the faces of TyLoo. They could run down Mo. It just depends on if they can pop flash their way in the pit. And if it's an effective flash. And there, Sotfit goes for the flash.
Counter flashes coming in from the CT side. It's going to be Benton holding down Mouse 1, and somebody will be doing the exact same thing. DD chiming in. And nothing left apart from Coldie. In that bottom of mid, 1v5 with a C-set. And cue the Mission Impossible soundtrack, because this is definitely not going to happen.
I almost did. But then I started to do it in my head, and then I realized I was actually doing James Bond music.
Oh.
And then I would have looked like an idiot if I would have done it on stream at that point. So then I didn't do anything. But yes, that was definitely a situation deserving of said theme song.
That James Bond soundtrack is pretty lit as well. I'll take that. 12-9, and the buy round coming in for Team Spirit, as we did see an orb being purchased. It's going to be for Davcost, so he's only going to be on.
And to be fair, this is probably going to be the best buy they're going to get. If they lose this, then they're going to be kind of force buying up. Maybe like they're not going to have maybe an op again. It's kind of a point, and they're going to have lesser utility. So this is, you know, one of the better purchases they have left this half. So they need to make it work if they don't want TyLoo to start stretching this lead to a place beyond their grasp. Again, it is a best of 3. They do have their map pick coming up next, so it's not the end of the world. But with this game being such a close race, surely they don't want to fly off the rails now, as this is going to be a cheeky little boost that Demon's going to have to deal with here. Nice flash, though. Pushes him back. That Spirit is holding this by himself right now. They're kind of that same setup they had last round, but again, if he feels real pressure, I'm sure he'll get his teammate to come back. That means somebody.
The second he sees a jiggle peek or a shoulder peek or a smoke grenade or a flash coming over, he'll call for that rotation, and it's already come down. Somebody, he's in that flash position. So the second something is spotted, the orb rotates back, flash comes in from CT, and the info will take over.
Yeah, just getting some top mid control here on Spirit. They're starting to run a little bit low on time, and they may be looking to actually split B through Arch. Like, that bomb's still actually towards stairs, moving up to Banana. There's still 3 players out in middle for Spirit. So, yeah, I think that's what we're looking at here. Unless they're trying to just throw a fake at B, and they're going to run the bomb back to middle.
And now comes a rotation from somebody. The call has been made. X-Accurate holding on the back of the bomb site. Good flash to put back Dima, but something on the other side of things with the bomb. Ooh. And his teammates in a quick pace push, but Bentet comes in as well. 2 quick ones for him, but will be just somebody.
Yeah, so a nice little fake there from Spirit. They actually faked B and then heavily hit lane up. So they definitely kept the 2 B players preoccupied, and they kept TyLoo guessing what was happening. So other players over at A were maybe even thinking about rotating through Archway. So the intended effect of that pressure towards B certainly helped Spirit out. Bentet almost made a play. Almost saved it. Almost made it to where they didn't have enough time to plant the bomb.
Yeah, that last kill, if he had the third one, I think that would have been round.
Yeah, maybe so. So they almost had the checkmate there anyway. But Spirit, they do avoid that banana peel.
Hey.
On that Mario Kart track. And now we're at 10-9.
10-12. As it will be just an op saved for that CT side. Question is now, who has the deepest kind of like setup / execute book for this one? I'm pretty sure we're going to go deep into this. I think we're probably going to reach close to 30 rounds. So who has that extra flair, that extra tactic, that extra special setup that can kind of grant you rounds at this level? Because if TyLoo can get 1 or 2 rounds, or maybe reset the opposition now, I think the game is won. So it all comes down to who can kind of pull something extra out of it.
Yeah.
These chairs, man.
Spirit cannot afford to get reset in this round. That is for sure. They really need to try to maintain this push forward. We do see TyLoo the ones pushing forward this round, though. They have a player at law. It's going to be somebody. And Extra can be kind of the bait for that. They'll be cracking out the op shots. They won't expect somebody to be here probably, but they do actually check it. They get the kill, and Extra tried to come back and fight for something himself with the AWP, but he missed his chance and now has to fall back to B site. He's got a rotator, but they're getting picked apart, TyLoo, right now. This is looking so good for Spirit. TyLoo has no idea where the hit's coming, and they're in a 3-on-5. They're going to stack towards B, but I don't know if it's going to work.
Let's have a look. X-Accurate trying to make his way out. Nice shot. Dima goes down. Still 2 players on this banana.
He needed to do something, right? I mean, their numbers are so low. Making a play there at least gives him a little bit of hope, but still, Captain Mo's stuck in a really rough spot by himself, but he lines up one. That's not too bad. And Bentet, he's slid in. He's the snake in the grass.
He gets at least 1 for 1, but Accurate misses that shot in that 1v1. Could be fatal. 1v1 now. Daft caused against X-Accurate. Orb burst assault. Bomb will go down in the smoke. Just holding the position for Mao now. Bomb goes down. Dafkos trying to go on top. Will dodge. And through the smoke it goes down. That's a triple.
That was tricky. That was real close. Such a nail biter. Especially when X-Accurate misses that first op shot and allows the bomb plant. You start to wonder if he missed his window. I think Davkos was making some tricky moves there at the end, too, after the plant, but X-Accurate, he hits his shot.
This is a round that could have broken X-Accurate and his confidence, but he wins it anyway, and I think that's going to be the catalyst for him and TyLoo to take this one home. Is these small differences, unless Team Spirit bounce directly back right now with a wonderful round.
Oh, they put all their eggs in this basket, by the way.
Oh, this is what I'm talking about. TyLoo with a chance here to go on 14 and eventually 15 because of the money situation.
Yeah, it would basically be this buy that Spirit's going for now. If they lose this, they're force buying for the rest of the half, and it's going to be pretty bad force buys.
Already now on a C set, Justin Coldy missing utility on 2 players. Sotfig only with a singular flashbang. Luckily enough for them, the CT side only on 3, make that 2 smokes now, and 1 Molotov. And now just 2 smokes with 1 minute 15 to go, so...
Yeah, they burnt a lot of utility just to get control of top middle, and then Extra puts that incendiary down, which blocks them from capitalizing on some of it, maybe. They still do have 2 smokes for Coffins and CT spawn, and then they have a couple of flashes to run into B with. So that is one way they could go with this. The other way is they could still, you know, now that they've pushed the players into B site and they're not information, they can just go back to middle and attack into A. And, I mean, TyLoo has no vision on top mid right now. So it's, again, that information game coming in. It's just going to come down to who wins their duels at this point.
Still not decided. Team Spirit where they want to go, as they are lining up now to go towards Banana. So I think that's going to be the play.
Yep.
And as you said, smoke for Coffins, smoke for CT, X-Accurate if he can hit a shot here. That might be the shutdown. He will. That's Sotvik gone down from the headshot angle. Can play close towards the smoke now. Or just medium range from the smoke, blocking off these terrorists. No rotation has come in yet, because they know the terrorists are behind this. There's only 15 seconds to go. They have to react now. It's Spirit. You need to do something. Missed shot from Accurate. Second one coming in from somebody. There's no time. If somebody can just stay alive and hold this angle, that's it. The round is over.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Accurate. That was a nice headshot on that boost player. That is not an easy shot to hit, especially whenever he's got a nade blowing up in his face and he's got to worry about maybe someone peeking the, the side of the wall, having to make that flick. Then he misses like the easy shot on the guy coming into B, so that was kind of funny, but it didn't want it mattering. He recollected himself. He got another kill. He's up to 16 and 17.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we were talking about this in the first half where he was in the bottom of the scoreboard.
I think he was like 5 and something. He was definitely negative. He was definitely the bottom fragger on his team. And yeah, he's kind of, he had like one really big play in the first half towards the end. And then, yeah, I mean, he's had a couple of good work here, a couple of good rounds here on this
CT side up, man. CT side up. That's where it's at. He's been on point with it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Spirit, rather than doing the back-to-back force buys, have elected to just play for overtime. At least that's how it looks right now. Let's say they make some last-second buys before the side starts. But
it's just going to be P250.
Yeah, they're playing for OT. They have to because they put all their eggs in the basket last round and they crumbled.
All right, Team Spirit. Probably not much they can do in this round. All about that economic damage, but at this point, probably doesn't even matter. TyLoo, even if they lose all 5 members, can probably rebuy into that last round. Let's see how this one is going to play out. Potential for TyLoo to go up 1-0 on their own map choice, though, so as expected. And here is X-Accurate once again. Oh, not on point for this time. Somebody's there, and that is an on-point rotation. They're just killing them left, right, and center. Coldy behind. Could get a free frag here. Will not. It's going to be 15. And this is maybe one of the last nails in the coffin. Yeah, Team Spirit, 4.4k on pretty much everyone.
Yeah, again, they're saving. They're playing for OT. They need to win 5 rounds in a row to get to those extra rounds, though. That's going to be a pretty tall task for this team, especially when you consider the fact that we really haven't seen a team. Well, TyLoo had a 5-round winning streak on the CT half, but we've never seen really a big streak this game outside of that, right? Yeah. It's been mostly 1-for-1 trades, maybe a 2-round winning streak here and there. So it's going to be difficult. Nextcrit's already delivered that first damning blow into Sotvik.
He is delivering on the CT side. It's accurate. There's a reason why he was top fragging all day of yesterday, and he's showing that he can do the exact same today. Yes, he had a slow start, but when he gets onto that orb, on that CT side, he's the difference maker, the in-game leader, and the difference maker.
He's able to control B alone now. There's 4 players from TyLoo towards A. They've run this setup a couple of times. It's going to be even more hefty now that it's only 4 terrorists remaining.
Some Young wants to go that way.
He needs to win this duel against Excurate, or at least push him off. But Excurate won't really budge. He still stays here at top Banana.
The path of less resistance, mathematically, since there's only 1 player on Banana, but heavy resistance will be supplied by X-Accurate and his AWP.
Yeah, they're looking at the pop flash push mid.
Yeah.
Or pop flash push pit, I should say.
Let's see. 1 towards Arch, 2 straight tucked in towards the bomb site.
Yeah, this is going to be hard to break.
Just holding close angles for now.
There's not even anyone in pit to get caught by the pop flash push, really.
And they're leaving so much time left. Like, you can see Bentet is holding this Molotov. That goes on to short. Flash goes over. Bentet is flashed. Yes, they're coming in towards the bomb site, but is this enough? I don't think it is. I think this is going to be TyLoo taking map 1. They're pushing in now, making it happen, though. Dima finding one. Another one from Dima. Dafkos coming in, and the dream is still alive. Somebody in X-Accurate will be taken out, and it's happening. It's working. TyLoo picked apart Team Spirit, get in towards the bomb site in magnificent fashion.
It was looking so good for TyLoo. I mean,
Yeah.
Bentet put that incendiary down on lane. You could tell that Spirit were really hurting from that. They couldn't really push. They were running out of time. There was no one in pit, so whenever they pushed out balcony, it's not like they could even really get a kill. But then, in the blink of an eye, somehow, some way, Dima and Davkos just pop off. They catch everyone inside the site. They get the bomb planted. You see TyLoo members kind of feeding in one by one. They're just trying to stop the bomb from being planted, to try to win off the timer. And I think that dangling carrot is kind of what punished them in the end. I think if maybe they would have waited, allowed the plant, and tried to retake together, they might have still had a chance.
But also the way that they just kept fighting one for one in that bomb site. No one fragged for each other. There was no refrag. It was just like, oh, let me try and take a duel. Lost that 1v1. Secondary player lost the 1v1. And then you lose 2 players on the bomb site. It's going to be very hard to retake. Bentet tried his best, but didn't work out in the end. D-Man Coldy, look at that. Coming in edge on edge.
Yeah, just clean entries into that site. They keep Team Spirit fighting another day. They're now at 11, just 4 away from forcing extra rounds, so 1 step closer. TyLoo with the triple banana pressure again, just like they did last round. They got a pick off of it last round, so you can understand why they would want to. And I like this from TyLoo. They're throwing incendiaries at mid. That way there's no way Spirit can punish the triple banana stat. They can't run up mid and, you know, catch TyLoo vulnerable with just 2 players on A. Even though, as I say that incendiary is now gone, and we do see Spirit knocking on the door of A, and they're wasting no time.
Let's see if the player in pit can take some control, but he's just hiding for now, waiting for that retake. Finds one on the side, finds the second one as well. Captain Mo steps up hugely. As Team is still on the bomb side, they have a player in apartments as well. Somebody coming in. This is a 4v2 retake. There should be no way that they can hold this. Sotvik, last man standing for Spirit, and he will be taken out. Captain Mo with the triple. That's going to be 16-11, and TyLoo will take their map choice, the first map in this best-of-3 grand final. And there's some exclaim from Captain Mo as he takes that one down.
Yeah, really good play by him from inside pit. It was looking really scary. Again, it was a triple banana play. Spirit goes for a heavy lane push. You still have 3 people in the CT spawn trying to make their way to A. As XQ comes in. Most teammate goes down, so he's all alone in pit. He knows he's got to buy time, and he actually winds up with 3 kills in the round. Those first 2, so huge. It allowed his team to actually get to Moto, get that pop flash going, push the smoke, and get into the site and make that retake happen. So you've got to give a lot of credit to Mo there on that last round. Brilliantly done.
Yeah, and in general, in that second half, X-Accurate.
Oh, yeah, he definitely came alive.
Maker. Yeah, what in like 25, maybe 25 to 17 for him. Now that was somebody, but it's
19 to 18.
On 19, but still like
he was 5 and 13 or something like that.
I think it was 5 or 6 at 13 or 14. Like it's going from that in the first half to just going to the second half, dominating people with the AWP.
Right.
That's very nice.
Yeah, winds up with 20 actually. So there you go, right next to somebody in DD, some of the top fraggers in the server. We see Sotvik and Davkos on there as well. I think Dima and Coley had a little bit better of a game than them when I look at the numbers. But yeah, again, we talked about it. You know, when the first half was over, it was 8-7, and like it was everyone had between 9 and 11 kills, except for Xskirt, who was a little bit down there on the bottom. So it was a very tight race through the first half. Second half, I feel like TyLoo really streamed out in front though. Like they only allowed 3 rounds in the entirety of the second half, and it was only around here or there from Spirit. It was pretty much domination. They even had a 5-round winning streak at one point on TyLoo's side there towards the middle of the second half. So their CT style is definitely on point.
Definitely on point. And that's going to be TyLoo taking map 1 in the series. We, of course, have the next one, which is going to be the map choice of Spirit. That's going to be Overpass, as you said. It's a map they like a lot. It's a map they have, what, like 8 games on already?
Yeah, like I think they're 7-2 online within their region. And TyLoo, the sample size is too small to know. Like, I don't think they're bad at Overpass, but I haven't seen them play it enough to say that they're good on it, right? Like, I think they've played it once online, a couple of times offline. I think they've, like, 1-1 split the map offline. So I don't really know how good they are, but I know Spirit's certainly comfortable playing it. So certainly still a chance for Spirit to force a 3rd map in this series.
A potential for a 3rd map. We're going to be back to find that out just after this break. See you then.